we going today? We're going to Frito Lay. Welcome everybody. I'm here at Frito Lay. This is Rodger. He's a mechanic here. How are you doing today, Rodger?
I'm doing good. Thanks for coming out today and visiting with us.
So what all happens here at the Frito Lay plant?
Well, here in Beloit, we make all kinds of different snack food products. We make potato chips, Cheetos, Fritos, Doritos. We have 7 fryers. We make about 170 million pounds of product per year. And all that product is sent within a 7-state region.
So what does your job entail here?
Well, my main job, first and foremost, is to make sure the facility runs at optimal performance. So if we have a mechanical issue, we go out there, repair that mechanical issue so we can run our production lines at 100% capacity. We will redesign equipment to make it more efficient, to make a better product for our consumer. And then part of my role as technical development specialist, I help give those technical skills to our newer mechanics and help train them to bring them up to become a world-class mechanic.
So what happens like when something like just goes down, like super fast? It just immediately goes down. What do you do?
We grab our tools, we run out there as quickly as we can, assess the problem, and repair it as quickly as we can. I work a lot on doing a lot of equipment redesign, and we can make all of our own parts. So if we can't get a part from our original equipment manufacturer, we can actually machine those in-house without waiting 2 or 3 days for a part to arrive. We weld everything in-house. We can weld aluminum, stainless steel, mild steel. So we're fairly well equipped to get us through an emergency situation where we can't get a part from our original manufacturers.
So is there like a process to learn how to do that, or do you just like look from a book?
You kind of learn both ways. I found that I learned really good at hands-on and not so good in a book. So I practiced. I talked to people who had experience with it. They helped train me, and now I'm helping train others.
So a lot of this equipment looks like super heavy duty and with metals and everything. Do you ever like work with electricity or wires?
Oh, absolutely. Most of our electrical is in separate rooms. Those panels are maintained kind of out of the shop. We don't really bring those in here into the shop to rebuild those. Just moving them will be a feat in itself. But yeah, we pull wires, we trace wires, we replace variable speed drives. We're starting a panel maintenance program where we're maintaining some of our panels to a little bit higher standard. We're multi-craft mechanics here, so we're electricians, we're plumbers, we're welders, machinists. We do everything, all the trades kind of in one. So a lot of places you'll have a plumber that will take care of pipes and water. You'll have an electrician that will do wiring. We do it all in-house. So I can be an electrician in the morning, I can be a welder in the afternoon. Before I go home, I might be a machinist. So we run all the trades.
So what are some good characteristics someone should have if they want to be like you?
The biggest thing that I would say is always have kind of an open mind to learn. Look to see how can I make something better? How can I improve my knowledge to become a better mechanic? I watch a lot of videos on precision alignment, precision maintenance skills. That's kind of my passion right now, because that's my next journey in becoming a great mechanic.
So you've been here 21 years, so what keeps you coming back?
I actually really enjoy what I do. Every day is different. You don't know if you're going to be doing machining one day or if you're going to be changing a belt on something. I really like the technical aspects of it. Frito Lay is very fast-paced. I really enjoy that because you're always moving. There's not a lot of sitting around waiting for something to happen. Something's always happening.
So what's the best path that somebody could take to get started at working at Frito Lay?
Well, right now, probably the best way is to start with our youth apprenticeship program. So
we're here now with Meryl and Corey. They're both part of the youth apprenticeship program. So what kind of stuff did you guys learn?
Well, we learned a lot of things, like we learned how to run a machine for the bag of chips, and then we learned how to fix parts of the machine, And then we were in maintenance, so we learned how to weld and make new things for different projects we had to do. And then we learned how the food safety works and how you gotta keep everything clean so it doesn't get into the product, and how to run a fryer.
I'd say also we learned like the process of how, say, like a potato gets turned into a potato chip, and like where it ends up going from the factory.
Each section we did was 7 weeks each, and I started off as a PMO, and I learned how to make a bag of chips through a former, and how to go get it and run the machine as well as possible.
My first rotation was PMO tech, so I was working on the machines that he was running when they had a problem or went down.
So what would make somebody successful in the youth apprenticeship program?
I'd definitely say coming in with an open mind and like open to all the new experiences that you're going to encounter. It would definitely help someone be more successful.
Keep giving it your best, because like I didn't go in knowing anything, but if you keep giving it your best and like at least trying to adapt to what you're doing, you'll eventually get there. It's not like the first week, everybody's not good at their first week. So as you keep going, you're just gonna keep learning, and eventually you're gonna pick up.
So what was your support system like?
Well, for each transition we always had a mentor to shadow us as we shadow them, and they'll teach us the ropes. If we're doing something wrong, they'll let us know, or they'll try to explain something we weren't familiar with.
So did you eat a lot of chips there?
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've heard that they taste best fresh off the line. Is that what you think too?
Yeah, especially a Cheeto, like the normal Cheeto coming off the line is very warm, and it's like probably the best Cheeto I've ever had.
Yeah, the chips straight off the line are definitely the best.
So what were some of the best memories that you had during this program?
Well, a couple weeks ago, one of my higher-ups found me dancing in the lab with one of my mentors. We was dancing to Spice Girls, and when it came on the radio, and we were just having fun and just living it at the moment.
Yeah, I'd definitely say some of the best memories is just, making new friendships. I've made friends there that I'm gonna have for life, and it's just like making memorable experiences with them has been most fun.
What kind of projects did you work on?
Well, we worked on like multiple projects. I wouldn't say everybody would get the same project, but some of mine were like lubing things and fixing the bearings for the sheeters, and I did my own welding project, and I keep it at home on my shelf.
What did you weld?
I kind of like made like a plate with my name on it.
Oh.
It was like my initials on it. Yeah, I welded it myself. Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, there was definitely like a lot of the projects and like hands-on. I'd say the most like memorable project for me was making corn cook cup holders, and we used several different machines, welding, drill press, the lathe, and we used a lot of the tools there to make it, and it helped with my experience on all the tools.
So I saw a picture of you signing the thing to work at Frito Lay. So what was that like? Was that a really important event?
It was actually, yeah, it was one of the best events I've had, because it's not an easy job to get into, I've heard. So the fact that I was one of the few to get in, I was actually very proud of myself. And working there has really kind of changed things for me for the better, skill-wise, and always trying to learn new things.
What about you?
It was definitely a proud moment. It's one of the biggest accomplishments in my life. My mom started crying. She was so happy. But it was a really awesome part of my life.
But seriously, if you're thinking about this, we get paid for it. It's a good opportunity, and we got some dance moves on display. So.
So when you go into the youth apprenticeship program, do you just go in to become a mechanic, or is there other jobs that you can go into?
We look at a couple different functions that we do across the site. So one of our more entry-level jobs is a food safety quality technician. That's one of the youth apprentice rotations. We also do packaging machine operator. We do a fryer operator and a we do a PMO tech, which is kind of a stepping stone to getting into the maintenance department. And maintenance is the last rotation.
So do you think there's a reason why there's not a lot of women in the mechanic field?
I think a lot of it is kind of how our society is. Whenever you see a movie where there's a mechanic, it's always a guy. There's no reason a woman can't be a mechanic. There's some ladies that I have definitely said, you should really consider this career path. Because again, it's not about how much you can lift and how dirty you can become. It's how good you can think on how you can repair a piece of equipment.
So is there anything that you're working on this morning?
Yes, I was working on an oven this morning, doing some tuning, and if you want, I can show you what we do.
So this morning when I came through, I noticed that this oven, the infrared was adjusted incorrectly. So we're actually wasting fuel on here. So I want to get that adjusted so it's at the proper setting. There, now they're not wasting any more fuel. I want to check product quality on the line behind us. I like to walk through every morning and make sure that all of our equipment is operating the way it's supposed to, and then rectify it. So now the next thing I like to do every single morning is I want to check the quality of the chips. So if I actually look at these after they come out of the oven, it will tell me all kinds of things about the chip. Whether they were cooked correctly when we cooked the corn, whether they were milled correctly, how my oven is performing. So all I need to do is I can pull a few chips off and I can read how they are. And these chips are going to be beautiful Doritos. So after all that hard work, now we can see what our Dorito looks like after we have the seasoning on it. These are our Cool Ranch Doritos, some of the best in the world. Why don't we go into our quality lab and take a look at it. So now we can look at the chips for appearance and quality, make sure we're making a good product for our consumers. But most importantly, it's time to eat.
Can I take one?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty good.
So now we've got to enjoy a few Doritos. We'll go and look at our packaging operations and our warehousing operation on our way back up to the front office. So now that we got to see how the bags were made and we got to try a few Doritos, now we're getting ready to send it out to our consumers. So our robots palletize it for us, stack it all around, and then we store it in our warehouse until the customer calls for it.
How do you, what kind of maintenance do you need to do on these robots?
Sometimes we have to modify programs on here. We have several different box sizes. So we've got to hook up a laptop computer or use the onboard computer to change certain settings in there, so we can always make sure the robot knows exactly where it needs to be.
So did you need any extra training to learn how to program these robots?
We do some in-house training on it. Good computer skills don't hurt, because there's a lot of computer things you have to do on a robot.
Thank you so much for taking the time to teach me about the processes of making chips at this Frito Lay plant.
Oh, my pleasure. I always enjoy showing the plant off. I still to this day think it's pretty amazing what we do here.
So one last thing, what should somebody do if they're interested in the Youth Apprenticeship program?
They should talk to their school counselor. The school counselor will have all the information on the apprenticeship program, the requirements. They'll be able to take care of it from there.
Thank you guys for watching. As Rodger said, if you're interested in being a part of the Frito Lay team, just talk to your school counselor.